You said, well, you delve into folk and then rock, and then well, you had the notion that the music comes from the same place. It's
Yeah.
just how you dress it up. Then you started writing your own songs, and well, the first release you did with the Gaslight Anthem was 9 years ago now.
Yeah.
When did you actually write a song that you thought, well, now I'm proud of what I'm doing. Now I have found my distinctive voice. Do you still recall?
I think I'm still looking for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that that's something that you chase for a lifetime.
Well, then let me rephrase the question. The first song that you wrote, that you still think I can play it now live and I still like it.
Probably one of my first like bands, maybe, like when I was a kid, a couple years before the Gaslight, probably in my 20s, between my teens and 20s. That's when I wrote my first song that I felt really good about. I was like, now, like looking back, I probably, when I was young and I wrote the song, I would probably think it was really good. But now, the first time I thought I wrote anything like of any kind of quality, like presentable quality, would have been in my 20s.
And can you, in hindsight, know what made you find this quality? Is it just hours and hours of repetition?
Yeah,
or?
probably.
Yeah.
Like I'm a believer in that that 10,000 hours thing.
Yeah.
I like that. I don't know.
But is it still for you now when you write your songs now, because you write for certain projects, your solo album, The Horrible Crows, the Gaslight Anthem. I read in interviews that you've said, well, once I write a song, I know for what project, what sound it is. But when you write a song, when do you know it is you can present it?
Probably when it's finished. If I get to the end, like if I finish the song, then usually that tells me that's worth it. Because sometimes I'll stop in the middle, and if I don't get to that first chorus, I'm just like,
that's okay.
Nah.
Yeah.
Or sometimes I come back to it later. But it's like an instinctive thing, like when you just know. It's almost like the song's telling you it's done. You know? Like I've heard writers say that the characters tell them where they're going. And like I think that's the way about songs.
But you also have to train that, I think.
Yeah.
I think once you're older, you know you know the quicker when a song is done.
Yeah. Well, I think songwriting, anyone's talent is like whether it's speaking, writing, teaching, being a doctor, being a songwriter. I think that's sort of that talent is the divine. That's the thing that men and women cannot understand. You're born. Why is one person born and he's a brilliant painter, and one person is born and he's a brilliant sculptor? Why can't they do either? If they practice long enough. But some people, you practice all you want, you can never do it. That's the divine. That's the mysterious, and I love that.
Yeah.
But after that, I truly believe that it's one foot in front of the other, working. It's a craft.
Yeah.
You're a shipbuilder. You're a sculptor. You're a painter. You just work at your craft and you get better. And I think that once you have that talent, like I would like to say that I have the talent to write songs without trying to sound boastful, but now that I realize that I have that ability, the rest is on me to cultivate it and to to get better and keep going. And I think that I look at it as a craft now.
When did you realize that you had this ability to write songs?
Maybe when I was about 14.
14.
That's when I started to play like open mic nights at cafes, like where they, because I don't know if they had that here, but they used to have cafes, like there was no such thing as just like a Starbucks. Like you would go to a cafe and you would have somebody playing music there. That was the whole point.
Yeah.
So, I would go there and sign up for the open mics, and I would watch the other people play, and then I would play, and every week I would go back and try and write a new song or whatever, something else. So I learned a lot there.
How long have you been? How long has this solo album been building up inside?
Probably since I was 12.
Yeah.
I just didn't know it.
And how come? When did you had the time, or maybe the realization it had to come out?
Well, when the guys in the band were like, we're gonna, we all decided we were gonna take a break. I didn't know what I was gonna do, so I just kind of.
So it wasn't because the break wasn't because of you wanting to do a solo album.
No, the break was first, and then afterwards it was like, well, I don't have anything to do, so I think it was now or never. Better do it now, because you don't have time to do it any other time.
Could you have done this sooner? I mean, earlier in your career?
I don't think so. We're okay.
Yeah.
I don't think so, because I don't think I was ready. Like, I don't know.
And why were you ready now?
Don't know. It's one of those things. Like, I was reading a book one time where they were asking Bob Dylan about the song "Don't Think Twice, It's Alright," and he said, I don't think I was old enough to sing that song when I sang it. And they said, why, I think. He probably didn't answer.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't know.
There's a certain experience that you have to have to do really just stripped back stuff. And I think that some people get it earlier than others, and some people get it later. I don't know, I just feel like now is the time.
What was the first song written for your solo album?
Probably Smoke or Red Lights. Probably the first one. But after that, maybe Painkillers or Nobody Wins. They were probably the first two.
And can you take us back to what mind frame were you in then?
Just trying to write songs the way that I used to, just like sitting down with the guitar, and if I felt the song stood on its own with just the vocal and the guitar, then we were good. We could go from there.
You said that you were used to. What do you mean by that?
When I started writing songs, like when I was playing in the cafes and that kind of stuff, because it was just, I didn't have anybody else. It was just the vocal and the guitar. So I said, like, that, I want to do that, because I don't feel that I learned enough then. I don't feel that I developed what I was doing fully. I still don't. I feel like I'm developing that, and I want to get better at it every single time,
But what did you learn then from playing with the band?
Well, I learned how to be in a band, but it's not really like the same kind of thing. When you're playing by yourself, it's a lot different. And when you're writing that kind of song, it's different.
Is it then for you, is the songwriting then for the band, was it, correct me if I'm wrong, was it maybe more easy then, or do you know where I'm heading?
No, I mean, it was never easy. It was always a struggle. I think it's just different,
What is the difference for you? When you know when you have a song for the band or a song for your solo project?
Well, the big difference is, with the band, there has to be a certain level of excitement put into it, and intensity. Like, you have to go out there and with the song, It's got to be a lot. It takes a lot. With this, you can kind of be more introspective and focus on a lot more of in the narrative.
Yeah.
You can follow along the story and have more details. When you're playing in a rock band, you got to kind of get to the point and very basic. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, if you write like all this crazy storyline in a big rock song, people are going to miss it because it's either too fast or too loud. But when you slow things down, you can sort of get in a different mind frame. So it's both are good, but they're just different.
Was it hard to get in that mind frame for
No,
this?
Absolutely not.
You said that one of the first songs was Painkillers. It's also the name of the album.
Yeah.
When during the process did you decide that the album should bear this name?
Probably before I even had any songs.
And why?
Because that's what I think music is to people. And it didn't have anything to do with the record. It had to do with the fact that that's what I feel music is to most people, to me, you know.
What songs? I don't know if it's true, but something. I've done a few interviews, and many people say, well, there are certain key songs in an album.
Yeah.
Is it for you too? That there are certain key songs in this album that are more stand out, or maybe were the first songs written and that lead the way for the other song?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
What song?
I mean, I think Red Lights was a big one.
Why?
Just because it started off a lot of the rest of the process. You know, Wonderful Life was a good one. Steve McQueen, that was another one. Kind of, there's like different placeholders that sort of allow you to know what you're doing. You know, you're like, oh, okay.
And what inspired Red Lights?
I mean, I think just wanting to start writing in that style. Yeah, that was the big catalyst to write the song.
And the Steve McQueen song, Steve McQueen, I think he died in 1980 or something. So even maybe around the time that you were born.
Yeah.
What sort of feeling do you get from him?
I mean, he's like he's an American icon.
Yeah.
It's like kind of represents all the stuff that I grew up liking.
Yeah.
You know, like the living on the fringes, you know, living outside of the norm, chasing cars and just being wild.
Yeah.
You know.
But it's something you also aspire.
I don't know if I aspire
to a certain degree.
I don't know. Just I think that mindset is more what I identify with.
What I have to wrap it up. But what is the big lesson that you've learned from this album?
I don't know. The lesson. I don't know what the lesson is. I mean, I think that it's just another step in the progression that I'm trying to make. You know, it's like another goal. You know, I did it. That was what I finished it. It made me happy. But I don't know.
Can you compare it to when you were a kid and you were into rock music and then you discovered folk music? That now you've done certain years, you've done rock, and now, or is it? Am I looking for something that isn't there?
Yeah. I mean, I think for me, I feel like I achieved something that I had been really looking for a long time. So that's a big one, because it's been a long time coming, you know, that I've been trying to do this, and it makes me happy that I finally got the chance to do it.
And what is the achievement that you are referring to? Writing in this style, or
yeah, just that it's done, just that I finished it. I wrote 12 songs like that, you know, and like it came out. Like it's a record that exists. I think that's kind of a huge achievement for me. Just putting it out is simply, that was the goal.
Yeah.
So it's like, if it does well from here, good, but at least it's out.
And what are your plans for the next few years? Will there be a new solo album soon? Or?
I'm kind of putting one foot in front of the other right now. Just trying to, you know, play the shows and have fun with it. I don't know what we're going to do. Because anything could happen. Literally anything.
Okay. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.